headlines with the Nation newspaper. Okay. And so if you go on to the Nation, you would find something interesting. This one says FIRS gets 19.4 trillion naira revenue target. That's on the Nation newspaper. Presidency, no plan to move federal capital back to Lagos. That's also on the Nation. I think this is coming following the plans to, move FAN office and CBN to Lagos. And that has also brought up a lot of conversations, especially from the North, who do not think it shows fairness to some degree. And there are people who also make arguments. I mean, we have most of the military facilities in the North, so it goes back and forth. Find all the details on the Nation newspaper. Another one here says CBN battling to restore Naira to its real value, says Cardoso. That is on the Nation newspaper this morning. And then Umahi meets Kefas Dangote Elumelu on funding gap for roads. That's where you will find details on the Nation newspaper for that one. Now we get on to the Vanguard. And you would see on the Vanguard, Plateau, over 30 killed, houses burned as gunmen defy curfew. Now, this is painful. And if you look at the details of this story, because I'd heard of it, it was on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. On Tuesday, there was a 24-hour curfew in that particular local government. It was Mangu, because I had spoken to a friend of mine there in Plateau State to know what the situation is. And it's sad, but this is what it is. Over 30 killed, houses burned as gunmen defy curfew. You find details of that on the Vanguard newspaper. And then this one says, toothless bulldog, Tinubu's EFCC can't fight corruption, by Olufason. Find out what he's saying. And then they still have this on the Vanguard, but it is written, no plan to move federal capital to Lagos presidency. And relief coming with more forex, reduced inflation. CBN, NESG. For me, I keep saying, and I'll say it again, I understand the monetary policy angle to trying to tackle the problem of inflation, and I understand that. But is that the only approach we're taking? What happens to trying to work on production? I mean, that's one way to tackle inflation. In fact, one of the most effective ways. Production. And we don't seem to hear much in that direction. I mean, the focus has usually been on the monetary policies and what the CBN does and Forex and that's it. That's just basically it. Why aren't we talking about what can we produce? What can we stop importing? What can we produce? At least for food. Well, so there are few headlines you would find on the Vanguard newspaper. And then before we take that commercial, let me quickly look at what we can find on the Punch. And you would see this. Federal government projects 19.4 trillion naira revenue in 2024. I think if you looked at the Nation, that's the target that was given to the FIRS. So it's written this way on the Punch newspaper. Forex scandal. EFCC probes $347 billion funds, summons foreign firms. Interesting. And this one, PDP, Labour Party, ask questions on Tinubu's France private visit. And now we are back to this. I mean, this was also something that was very common in the times of President Buhari, if you remember. Every private trip, there's something. But eventually he finished his term and we couldn't really prove anything or see anything. But then it's politics and this would always happen. CBN fan relocation, presidency, others tackle Ndume. Ndume said something quite interesting about it. Find out details on the Punch if you want to know. But it's been getting a lot of people talking from a political perspective and an economic perspective. Remember, it was the former, what's her name? That moved this fan office to Abuja, yes? I can't remember her name now again. Goodness me, memory. And now it's coming back. Okay. 4 billion naira theft. EFCC lines of 15 witnesses against Obiano. That one is also on the Punch newspaper. Well, now we take this commercial. As soon as we return, we go into your messages, calls, and your response. Remember to use the WhatsApp number 0809 On Facebook, it is Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Again, Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Get on Facebook, like the page, and watch us live. Drop your comments real time. We will be attending to as much as possible. Stay tuned.
The show continues after this break on Nigeria Info.
6 is what the time is, and my name is Ifeemi Andrew. We're going to take some of your messages. For those who are trying to get to us using the phone lines, at the moment, the engineers are working on it, so just exercise a bit of patience, and the phone lines will be up for us to receive your calls. All right. In the meantime, you can use alternative platforms. Get on WhatsApp at 0809 030 6416. You can also get on Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH and drop your thoughts with us over there. We'll be taking as much as possible. Let's quickly also see what you have on Facebook. I will start with Facebook today and take those comments on Facebook. Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. That is the handle. So yeah, get on there and drop your comments. And already plenty of it coming in. Fidelis Alemoa says the political crisis in the state will wear a new look after today. Rivers State APC has no case against Governor Siminalayi Fubara because they had already withdrawn the case against the governor. Chisom Michael Iyeche says, as much as Samuel Wanosike is wrong to talk down on the governor, Chijioke Iwunwo needs to be cautioned. And Obiajuwan, thank God, says the governor seemed to know his fate today. Supreme Court gives judgment. For me, no cause for alarm, because after today, Rivers State will finally be free. Clever Sonny says, may Pastor Cole win this case today at the Supreme Court. And the messages keep coming in. Remember, Nigeria Info 92.3 PH on Facebook. Okay, so drop your messages. Christian Williams says, I totally agree with the PDP. The president's private visit to France at the time Nigeria is being faced with a high increased level of insecurity is unnecessary. Lorenzo Delight says, Supreme Court to rule on Rivers governorship election petition today is a good one. Entities should also remember Echie and his human capacity development programs. People condemning the regulatory statement of Samuel Wanosike are in order, but they should also call Ihunwo to order. NNPC Limited shouldn't force resumption of operation on Ogoni people. They should do the needful first. Onwala God's Power says, seem salary fate. What's salary fate? I'm not sure what you were trying to say there, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't salary. That should not have been the word. Oguna Justice says, every CBN governor will show us academic qualifications, and when getting to office, it's always monumental failure. Well, Cardoso just started, so give him some time before you conclude that the failure is monumental. We don't know if he's failed yet. Let's see how he handles this. A bit of time. 0817-923-0007, 0817-923-0003. You can also call 0817-923-0002. Tamino Itekana Gogo says, since the electoral law was amended in 2010 to prevent gubernatorial losses, PDP suffered to the then ACN and Labour Party in Ondo. Only Imo State election has been upturned. The Supreme Court has followed same precedents, prove election irregularities occurred in majority of the polling units. Alero Spieth says, good morning, Ifeemi. Whether Mr. President has plans to relocate FCT or not, I beg him to please have plans to relocate multinational companies to the Niger Delta. Now, this was something that was also stated by a few people. In fact, I remember the president for the ACF, Arewa Consultative Forum, saying, if this is the case and we feel it's for economic this, then the East should have been the epicenter of commerce activity and not Lagos. We also have ports in Port Harcourt, in Delta, and the rest. Why aren't they functioning as the ones in Lagos? And brought up this as well from some other groups who have said, why are then, so the multinational companies that are in the country having that add up and make sense? Orders have been given for that before, for them to relocate. Now that you brought it up, Alero Spieth. Anyways, let's get to the phone lines now quickly, shall we? Please remember, tell us your name, where you're calling from, and try to keep it very short and precise. Let's go. Nigeria Info, good morning to you.
Good morning, Andrew.
Okay, I don't know what the beep is, but what's your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, my name is JJ, and I'm calling you from Port Harcourt right now.
All right, JJ, I need to apologize to you to please call us back. There's a serious beep. I don't know if it's you or the network, but it's really loud. Please do all the call back. Nigeria Info, good morning. Hello, good morning, Nigeria Info.
Yeah, hi, Andrew. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, Mufasa on the line.
Okay.
Yeah, today is Judgment Day. We know that at the end of the day, the will of God and, of course, Rivers people will be reflected into this court verdict. And, of course, a lot of people know the side that has much of the support of the people, but I know that at the end of the day, it will be a win-win situation for all and sundry. And what is happening in Jos, for me, is quite unfortunate because if there is a curfew in that town, I want to believe that the essence of placing a curfew is so that it can be easy for the security operatives to identify the criminals, their assailant. But if the curfew is on and people could still be killed in such a number, then I think it's really quite unfortunate, and that goes to show that our leaders are not ready to fight criminality and banditry. Because imagine when you have people in their houses, of course, you know that these are the ones that are causing problem in that place, and nothing is yet be done to stop the killing in Jos. I'm calling on Nigerian states to ensure that lives and property are adequately secured and protected. That's my position this morning. Have a nice day.
Okay, thank you very much, and good morning to you, Nigeria Info. Okay, we lost that call. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tony Andrew.
Good morning to you.
This is Akuko from Apokiche.
Okay.
So let me comment on the judge of Popo whatever when he comment about local government chairman. You see this politics you are talking about now. The way they are playing it or ethnic is too bad. How can he be able to cast the governor of the state who have immunity on other things? Which governor can remove him tomorrow? Say no, stop. It cannot be a council chairman. Whatever they like, let them do. Which is very bad enough. Let him come down and beg the governor and apologize to him and live with him, work with him, severally. Cannot be able to work against the governor because of one person's interest. Somebody who is a minister. So it's not very good. That man them have already doing so now leave up the seat for another person. It's work to the governor. For it to achieve, it's not good. Let them work. You cannot be doing this politics brother to brother, brother to brother. In other words, to this, let them do something. Even if I also urge my own local government chairman, local government chairman, to work with them and make sure that they achieve something in the local government. Thank you. This is a good from our working chain.
All right, thank you very much. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you.
Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Isaiah George from Buguma in Calabar Land.
All right, go on.
Yes, Andrew, today happens to be the day that the Supreme Court will finally hand down the judgment of Rivers State election. Andrew, you remember that song we used to sing in those early early days of our Christian life? On the judgment day, amen, heaven is my home, amen. I think that will be the will and the expectations of Rivers people. You see, what we are talking about is the majority collective mandate of Rivers people to speak today. Because if Rivers people in their majority gave their vote to the incumbent governor in office, I think that position, we are all wishing that that position should be respected. And by God willing, I think the will of God will prevail.
All right, Isaiah George, thank you. Now let's go to Imo Gate. Daniel is on the line. Daniel, good morning. Hello, Daniel.
Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning to you, Daniel. Go on.
Jinke Daniel Imo Gate Ozak.
Go ahead.
Yes, that the central bank governor said that Nigeria will soon regain its value. And I tell our central bank governor that when our current naira in 1973, it was 1 naira to $2. It's in 1982, precisely from June to May, that dollar equaled 1 naira, $1 equaled 1 naira. And I am asking this question: how is he going to do it for it to come back to 1 naira? Thank you very much.
All right, Daniel. Hopefully, Kadaso would have the answer to that question. Susie is in Erema. Susie, good morning to you.
Andrew, good morning.
Yeah, morning, Susie.
Yeah, the Rivers State Governor, Dr. Sal Siminale Joseph Orato, no faith today. I do not think there is anything otherwise, apart from the fact that mischief makers will want to always, add up the names of Wike on every little situation in this matter. Why would anybody even think that Wike will want to work against himself? The legal team that is actually standing on this matter are the ones that are assembled by Chief Barrister E.M. Wike. So, for anybody to even link Wike and saying that Wike is working against the governor of Rivers State, for me, it's neither here nor there. And then this group of people has also forgotten that the person that is in court with the governor of Rivers State is architect Patrick Toye Cole and not Wike. So I don't know why everybody will want to call Wike's name and all of that. For me, I believe that even when it comes to the issue of court is a place of adjudication between one or two or more people. And then it is also provided to provide remedies on issues. So I believe that today, like a party man, I wish that my governor should win this case today. And I wouldn't want to preempt the court whatsoever. But I believe that all the council and from the both parties must have presented all their evidences and all of that. And to that effect, I will be very optimistic that the governor should win. Instead of us bringing contractors who will come and insult Wike for the purpose of whatsoever they want to achieve. I don't understand. Thank you very much, from Rema community. It's unfortunate.
All right, Susie, thank you very much. The numbers to call still are 08017-923-0007, 08179230003. Those are the numbers to call to get access to us in the studio. Please, if you're trying and still having issues getting to us, well, we're still working on it. I think some issues with the service providers this morning not making things go as smoothly as we would hoped with the phone lines, but engineers are on top of the situation. That will be sorted out. In the meantime, let's look at some messages on WhatsApp, plenty of them. Comrade Festus D.U. Hart says the ruling of the Supreme Court will not make much difference, as some warmongers will still look for lacunas to fabricate nefarious activities. Peace indeed is priceless, and all those calling for war without weapons and training should read history books. Good morning, Stephen Igbikis from Rukwaku says, today's judgment day, all seem enemies will be put to shame. I wonder why a man will create a faction to destroy a sitting governor. That's very bad. Okay, this person says the governor will remain the winner of today's judgment. Rivers State people must be free. Bakata from Ozwaha. Another person says governor seems to know his faith as Supreme Court will deliver judgment today. Secondly, Plateau State killings. Diplomatic Niger Delta man. That's not a name, is it? Governor Fubara knows his faith today as Supreme Court rules. Please, we need peace in Rivers State. Or Ejima from Eche. That's from you. This person says, I just pray the Supreme Court verdict today will be favorable to Rivers State and not to some cabals. We don't want any chaos and breach of public orderliness. Federal government relocates FAN and CBN to Lagos. That's a good one, considering the fact that Abuja is not the center of Nigeria geographically. The North is having an entitlement mentality over Abuja. How did they have it? And you didn't include your name as well. How did they have it? And how is the FCT not the center of Nigeria? Please, I'm trying to understand that part. Good morning, FEME. EFCC should start prosecuting some of those corrupt politicians. Gift Inyang. That message came in from you. Okay, we'll go back to the phone lines. We'll just take your name and you tell us where you're calling from. So quickly, your name and where you're calling from. Good morning.
Yeah, morning, my brother.
Yeah, what's your name, please, and where you're calling from?
Thank you. My name is Gabriel. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you very much. Let me start from the issue of the just killing. I think that killing, if you ask me, the federal government does not want to do anything. You can't tell me that that some persons will come into a community, into a state, in 2 or 3 local governments, kill in 20 communities, and go back without a hurt. And the DSS, the security agencies, will not know where they are coming from and how to track them. Why is he talking about that? And the governor still curfew. They still came back again. Why people are still crying their loss and killed again? And the government will still come and say, we so to do about it. There is something the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has refused to tell concerning those plateau killings. Before it was Kaduna South. Now it is plateau killing. Having said that one, let me go quickly to the issue of the farm to be located to Lagos. My brother, man, I think there's a order that said that every headquarters must be taken to Abuja. In Rivers State here, there was some insecurity under Basanjo. While the security was going on, the IOCs were moving seriously to Lagos. They say that there is a word that there's insecurity. It's not the federal government that would have provided security for the state. And yet, they were all moved today. They're saying security going on in Abuja and FAN is moving. And they're saying that, come to tell us that CBN, there's no plan to move CBN to Lagos. I'm saying CBN. Is it possible that they can move CBN to Lagos? Is it possible that they can move Federal Capital Territory to Lagos? It is not possible. The only moving part, they're trying to make sure they locate and make the IGR of Lagos increase heavily. That to today's judgment, it is imperative that you should know that the hand of God for me is in this judgment. And I strongly believe that Toyoko will get victory. My name is Good.
All right, good news. Thank you. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Yeah, good morning, Andrew.
Good morning.
My name is Honorable Dan calling from Nkoro.
All right, go ahead.
I want to talk about the statement this morning. Last time one of the things. It is said I believe the governor about 3 LG voted for me. And that one of the only local government voted for me. You should give the governor respect. Whenever I said anybody, the variant whenever I insulted, give our friends one community. All of us come out together, both of you guys are in one community. One particular person will be coming out to insult the governor of the valley. It's not good now. Give him respect. To the people of Nkoro Kingdom, I tell you, I protect our governor. Please, all the governor, police governor, the governor, it's not good now. Give him that respect, please. I will not go and insult him. So I want you to come and learn from us. So please, dedicated. Thank you very much. God bless you.
All right. Thank you. Nigeria Info, good morning.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
Yes, I am Mrs. Ucheke and I am calling from Eche.
All right, go on.
Today is a judgment day, and I believe 2 things will definitely occur. It is either you win or you lose. And when you win, there should be no cause for alarm to criticize others, rather to call them to order and work together. When you lose, you also take a bow and support he that has won. Then let me also look at the Rivers State government once again collecting tax on their livestock, while the Chairman Association of Livestock Manager and Food Product Dealers of Nigeria, Rivers State Chapter, has clarified the whole confusion that this group is an association set up by federal government across the 36 states and capital to ensure that the livestock, that the food we take, that the drugs we take in are being certified for consumption. And this mustn't happen with the consent of Rivers State government. It is an association set up. They mustn't announce their executive by all the stations, warning them, calling them fake is uncalled for. Let me put it to them this morning that the whole pandemonium came up the day they realized I was doing again. The Commissioner for Agriculture shouted, "Oh, my phone has got punched. They have been calling me. Some people say I am anti-sin. Some people say I'm not simplified." I want to beg them. Association is a choice. To follow who to work with is a choice. They should allow this group to breathe. This thing has nothing to do with the Rivers State Task Force. It is an association set up by the federal government. And they should allow the federal government to do whatever they want to do. It
all right. Thank you very much, Ucheke. We have to move on now and take some more messages. Thank you very much. I'm pretty sure we would in the coming days we'll get more information about this. I mean, I spoke to the Commissioner for Information regarding this yesterday, and for some people also, there are many associations, and I think I asked one pertinent question: is it that you have your members as the livestock organization that you want to be? Because if you say that it's not the responsibility of the livestock association to look at the well-being of, why do we have the NAFDAC and the SON and all the others? What's their duty? And the Ministry of Health, I also know I have a role in ensuring, even the Ministry for Agriculture, in ensuring that some of the things that we consume are not dead animals or diseased animals and that carry whatever it is. So, is it just for members of the association? Or it's just like saying, for many people, the idea is like if WAPAN comes out now and says they're going to collect taxes from anybody doing water or to ensure that all the water we drink is safe, I'm pretty sure the ministry too would come out and want to understand what's happening. Well, at the end of the day, I think, like the commissioner said, this was what it was, and then both parties would have conversations, and we would know what the way forward would be. In the meantime, Ebulu Michael says, today, as we expect the Supreme Court's judgment, nothing will change. Governor Sim remains the governor, while Nyesom Wike remains the leader. Uzuzu, lawman from Uzuzu, says President Tinubu's private visit to France is inconsequential. Why will he be chasing rats when his house is on fire? He should better come back and tackle insecurity in the north. That's another message there on WhatsApp. If you go to Facebook, Amezi Emmanuel says, Andrew, good morning. Court decides. Femi's judgment today will be postponed. Trust me. I sent him this one from Ekpeye Land on Facebook. Hyacinth Silas says the governor would win the case today. Thank God Ability says Supreme Court will look for available window and throw away Tony Cole's case because this case lacks merit. All right, let's all wait now for what the court says. And this person here, Lekia Vincent, says, I support the presidency to be brought to Lagos State. It's a welcome development. Let all the Southwest, and all Southeast support this vision. It will help us. We've been so intimidated and cheated by the Northerners for years. Cheated how by the Northerners? How? You get 13% derivative from oil. That's minus many other funds you get from the resources that your area produces. Before we are demanding for more to come from the federal government, how far have we utilized the ones that we have? How well have we hold our leaders accountable for the ones that we are receiving? Let's not even go too far. In your small community, the company that resides there and the money that that company gives to your community, what do you do with it? How far well have you used it? I think we shouldn't try to whip up ethnic sentiment with this and begin to say, oh, the North has been... There's nothing that the North has done, because the North is also as underdeveloped in many parts and many ways, just as we are even in the South. In fact, in some cases, parts of the South seem to even be more developed to many places in the North, if you want to compare in that sense. So I think we should look at the merit of the situation and do what is right that keeps the country together and ensures that everybody has access to the wealth of the country and develops together. My name is Ifeemi Andrew. We'll take a short commercial now. Thank you very much. The business news comes up afterwards. Good morning.
Nigeria Info. Nigeria Info. Information